So today we are going to look at seam bowling variations along with aftertouch, because lot of variations are there in pro controls when you bowl a certain type of delivery, but with aftertouch you add extra element or extra layer to your bowling experience, which makes the variation even better. Guys, I'm also going to give you a secret at the end of the video. So welcome to Gamer Pradosh Cricket, a channel for you to learn everything about Cricket 24 and Cricket 26 in the future. All the tutorials, in-depth analysis of the game will be done here. So make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and also make sure to click that bell icon so that you get notifications whenever I post a new video. The standard variation is the seam delivery. Okay, so 12 o'clock in standard delivery is basically the upright seam. So the movement of the pitch will depend on the run up you take basically. So if you bowl straight, you see that with the angle it just straightened because the pitch is offering the deviation. So that is natural variation. But if you want the ball to go to a certain angle with your input, you should make sure that you try out all these variations. So one thing I want to say is all the seam angles, I'm going to mention it as 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. So basically if you have a clock, you will be able to see the angles I am trying to bowl with, so you understand what kind of delivery does what kind of movement of the pitch. Alright, so upright movement, this depends on how the pitch is performing. Now if you come to the left side, which is towards 11 o'clock and 10 o'clock and all, these are deliveries which allows you to get into the right hander. So ball will come on straight and into the batsman. So that's the thing we are trying to see here. So as you can see, that angle then straighten. So if I do the same thing with slight movement, every inch you move across from 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock, everything is a variation. In the later part of video, I'll try to go into a match and bowl all these deliveries just to show you how it looks while playing a match as well. Alright, so that is the in seamer. This one, away seamer. So if I come closer, it will become like, you know, how Philander bowls, just like the slightest of wobbly seam. See that slightest of wobbly seam and away seam. So basically why this is important is, with these angles you will have the option of bowling a certain kind of delivery within one kind of delivery type. So you have all these variations within the standard or the seam delivery itself. Jump and release along with this is going to be crucial. So jump and release is done with the right stick. So when you jump at an angle, and release, you release at an angle. So what basically jump does is, it sets the line you want to bowl initially. Release decides where the ball will end up. So if you want the ball to pitch on the off stump line and move it away from the batsman because you are bowling an in swinger or something like that, that will make sure that the ball hits the line perfectly. It doesn't mean like the ball will go way outside. No, it depends on what kind of delivery you are bowling. So right now I'll just show you that. Now I am going to bowl 12 o'clock seam. Okay, now the jump is going to be 7 o'clock, the release is going to be straight. So what happened there was, if I bowled it 6 o'clock and 12 o'clock, jump as 6, release as 12, it basically will hit the middle stump you saw in the first delivery I bowled. Now since the line is slightly outside, so I am bowling the 7 o'clock angle and I am releasing it straight. So 7 o'clock angle, release it straight. You see the angle? This is how the angle is. How do I show this? So this is how it looks. So release is this way, jump is this way, release is this way. So these kind of variations you can do as well. So the seam delivery angle is one variation. The jump and release is another variation, where you choose the angle and you can literally bowl that angles according to where you want the ball to end up. The next variation within this is going to be the aftertouch. Aftertouch, basically what it does is, between the length, say for the example this is the good length, Now, when you press the L1, it is the longer trigger. So, when you bowl, when this is good length, this will be short of good length. So, L1 is basically short of good length. R1 is basically fullish good length. So, if you want to vary within this length from here to here, that is controlled by these triggers and also with the aftertouch. What these does is it just allows you to bowl in that length, but aftertouch allows you to decide the angle as well. So the the difference between the triggers and the aftertouch is both have the same functionality, but what aftertouch offers is for you to have an angle with the ball as well, because you cannot select an angle here. When you select a delivery, after you press the delivery length X, now you see the aftertouch having full control. So I can have the ball way outside of, just because the aftertouch is at an angle where it is way outside. So every angle you decide with the aftertouch will have an impact of where the ball will go. So basically think of it as this is the center point of the length. Now if I move the aftertouch, the ball line will also move around. So because of which, if you have the aftertouch straight, it basically means short of good length. That's all. But if you are varying the angle, it means short of good length at an angle as well. So if the ball is 6 o'clock, it will be like it's straight and goes along with the angle. But if it's around 7 o'clock or something, the ball will go here, and then whatever the variation is, it will go according to that. So you are able to do what the jump and release is doing for just the jump, to choose the line with the aftertouch itself. So what you basically need to do is select the delivery, choose the aftertouch to be fullish outside off, and then release. So why is it already outside? Because of the aftertouch. So the line of the delivery, which I told you with the jump, that is done basically by the aftertouch. So the combination of short and fullish trigger, that along with the line of the jump, are taken care by the aftertouch. I hope you understand, because aftertouch is one of the features I use in every delivery. I cannot bowl without aftertouch. Seam away from right hander. Now if I set the line as leg side and then I bowl straight, you can see the ball just going away because the line is slightly outside, but since the movement of the ball is also going to be away, it just goes outside of line. Say for example, if I don't choose the aftertouch and I just bowl 6 and 12 o'clock for away seam delivery, you can see how close it is to the off stump. So that is the minimalistic variation you can get with the aftertouch. Why? Because you are choosing the line along with the length, within that length to be at a different place, just with the having the angle at a certain position. So wherever you have the angle as, the length will be decided accordingly. You understand that? One thing I want to say is, from 12 o'clock to 9 o'clock, every movement you do is a variation. So this angle will look like off cutter, but it will go like a seam delivery, because that is how the seam position works in this game. But you will have lot of variations from 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock. That is the best range for you to have the movement on the seam into the batsman delivery. Seam away 12 to 2. So until that point, you will have really good seam movement, exaggerated movement. So if the same delivery I bowl it around between 10 to 11 o'clock or something like that, you will see that the ball will go at a much further angle, because it's naturally more like pushed into the angle along with the delivery. So every delivery angle you bowl will have a variation where the seam movement will be based on the kind of pitch you play on and the run up you take. So if I bowl the wider angle, the straightening angle will not be as much as when I bowl the closer angle. So say for example I am bowling the away seam delivery. Now if I am bowling from wider angle, you will see the ball will just go with the angle. It will not even have the movement to straighten because the angle is such that there is no room for the deviation to happen. The same way, if I bowl the wider angle but I bowl the away seam delivery, now since the ball is going away or into the batsman, the ball will move even further because you are supporting the seam movement along with what the delivery type is. I hope you understand this. Alright, so it basically is like you have to think like a bowler and try to replicate what you would like to do in the game, which you would do in real life as well. Basically that's all. When you want to bowl back of hand as a seam delivery, you can simply go from the 9 o'clock downwards to 3 o'clock. Every angle you bowl in this will be like nahi jhukega sala. So it will be basically like back of the hand. What is back of the hand basically is when I bowl front of the hand, the rotation is towards me. When I bowl back of the hand, the rotation is towards you, towards the batsman basically. So that is the difference you will see when you are playing on Pro Controls with the back of the hand delivery for the seam delivery. Now for Aftertouch, what you need to understand is the upward angle is all goodish full length for whatever length. If you are bowling in the full delivery, it means short of full, full of full. If you are bowling the short length, short of short length, full is short length. So every length has its space, right? So for example, I think short will be 8 to 10 meters or something. So understand that 8-meter delivery will be the fullish short length. So fullish short length means the seam delivery and the aftertouch also on the upper side. So if I have the trigger on 11 o'clock, you can see it moving away because the aftertouch allows the ball to stay outside off. So basically, when you are not able to control the ball that well, Aftertouch allows you to control the line much better so that you don't end up bowling wides. That's all. Simple. Now in Aftertouch, one last thing I would like to say is when you are in the 9 o'clock region, it basically means you are in the center of the length you are bowling. So 8 to 10 meters, you will be around 9 meters. But you have to understand that if you are bowling this angle, it means the ball will be pushed towards outside off. So if you are bowling away swinger, like outswinger, try to have the aftertouch on this side so that the ball swings at an angle where you don't, bowl it way outside off, because this will control the angle much better and you will be able to bowl in between that length you are trying to bowl. So I think 6 to 8 meters or 5 to 8 meters will be good length. So you will be in between that with the 9 o'clock or 3 o'clock angle. So the angle of the aftertouch will have to depend on the kind of delivery you are bowling. So I'll just show you this. This is aftertouch outside off because I bowled the 9 o'clock angle. This is aftertouch at 3 o'clock. See that? Why it happened? Because of the aftertouch. So one delivery, it just seams away, straightens outside off. Second delivery, I just had the aftertouch on this angle, because of which the ball seamed into the batsman even when I bowled away seam delivery. That is the variation you have within the variation. Awesome. Now 1, 2, 3. Oh, what a transition. So now we are going to look into gameplay scenario where we are going to just bowl the seam deliveries, and I am going to use the aftertouch as well. So this is slightly outside of angle with the aftertouch because it's going away, and I want the ball to be, see how the ball is, just see how the line is. It's a wobbly seam. After pitching it just straightens because it is away seaming delivery. So the aftertouch allows you to have the base line set, which you can do with the jump and release as well. Now I'll bowl the seam in delivery. So my aftertouch is going to be outside because I want the ball to end up into the stump line with the angle. You understand what I did there? The base line was outside, but I just pushed the ball in with the release. So now what I am going to do is I am going to go to the closer run up. So if you see that he just moved slightly, that is the closest stump run up. Okay. Now if I bowl the away seam delivery from this angle, the away seam will be much more exaggerated because I am closer to the stumps. So I just pushed it with the release, because of which it ended up being in the stump line, but the ball will have the maximum movement when you are closest to the stump line. So now left-hander, even better scenario. Now if I have the wider run up, okay, now I am having wider run up. Wider run up and away seam delivery with exaggerated movement. Now to support the line, I will have the aftertouch slightly over 12 o'clock and see where it ends up, exactly where I want, outside of, just to make him play and try to get that edge, because that is what Bumrah does and that is what we will also do. That's all. It's as simple as that. Now shot of full length. So this is the fullish good length which went with the angle. This is the shot of full length, just to have that slight variation in the length. So whenever you are bowling in test matches, the length I would suggest is shot of full length and fullish good length, because that's the area where you can make the batsman play at an angle and make them drive, so that you have the tendency to get the edge of the AI. Even when you are playing in online, make sure to do the same thing, because that is very effective length to make the batsman play and get those edges. Now I am going to bowl 9 o'clock seam delivery, shot of good length. So you will see the ball seam position here, which will look like a cross seam, like a off cutter, but it will go like a seam delivery, because wherever you have the seam position, that is how the ball will look in the game as well, because it's replicated that way. But the ball behavior will depend on the delivery type. If you bowl the same delivery at 3 o'clock, and I am going to use the aftertouch slightly near 11 o'clock, you will see the ball slightly outside because I pushed the angle with the aftertouch. So let's see the difference between two deliveries with the variation angle. See how the first delivery is straight as hell, second delivery is just coming at an angle, because if it was 3 o'clock. So you see the line variation. Even though we had the aftertouch at similar line for both deliveries, the line difference comes in with the seam position as well. So now I'll try to bowl one seam away at fullish good length at 12 o'clock aftertouch, and one delivery into the batsman 12 o'clock aftertouch. Now you will get the idea of how the ball looks. See how the blue line just moves away with the angle, and the green one is moving into the batsman because we just bowled that line. So that is how you change the line, you change the angles, you make the batsman play at a certain angle. You guys want to know the secret I was talking about? You can literally make the AI play in the direction you want, like offside or leg side, with the aftertouch. Because wherever you have the aftertouch, the batsman is very likely to hit it in that direction. Now with this angle, they will try to defend. But if I bowl the leg side aftertouch, most likely, even if I bowl the stump line like the previous delivery, they will have the tendency to play down the leg side. Nobody knows this. Don't tell anybody, okay? So if you have the leg side field, just do the aftertouch. When you have the flow with the aftertouch, you can literally change the aftertouch as the last second as well. Because I am used to it, I do it. If you practice, you can also. Last delivery which I want to show you is the back of the hand which I was talking about. So back of the hand basically is, it will look like back of the hand because of the ball rotation. Now if you see, the ball release will be normal because it doesn't have the back of the hand animation in this game. If you see the rotation, it is basically towards the batsman, which means it is back of the hand. That's all. Done. All the things you needed regarding seam delivery are shared in this video. So I hope you enjoyed this video, got a lot of information as well. So make sure to share it with your friends as well because they can also make use of it. Make sure to hit that like button. Please show support because I am doing all these videos just to make sure that all the information and knowledge I have about the game are being shared with you guys so that you can enhance your experience with the game. That is all. I love cricket. You guys love cricket. We all love cricket and we want to have an authentic experience with whatever is available. I will try to make that possible because there are going to be limitations regardless of what I try to do in this game. But the things you have in this game, you should be trying out. That's all my thought is, and that is all this video is all about. So I hope you guys found this useful. Any doubts, let me know in the comment section. What you liked about the seam delivery variations on the aftertouch, let me know in the comment section. Thanks a lot for watching guys. I will see you guys in the next one.